Oh, it's starting. Boo, boo, boo. Test, test. Is this working? Oh. Oh, gosh. Welcome in. Can you hear me? Can you hear me right now? How are you? Good. Okay, I cannot hear anything. Also, there's not. I'm sideways? What? I think I know why. Boop. Oh, does that help? I think that helps. Lech, welcome in. Also, there are no uh there's no like alerts and stuff. Because I'm streaming from my phone. But thank you guys for the resubs. Madrigal, welcome in. Hello, how are you? Enchantress, how are you? Lech, hello. Oh my goodness, the hype trains are coming in. Bear, welcome in. Sorry. Lego, hello. Better, Sassy. You dropped on your way. It's because I was in Australia. I had to reorient the stream for Australia. Oh, I forgot to put on my headband. I even brought one. Well, that's awkward. Didn't I bring one? Anonymous. Thank you so much. Oh, I did. Hold on. Don't wait for it. You guys didn't see any of this. As far. Hello, you're seeing me for the first time. um Also, okay, wait. So, Bear, thank you so much for the 17 months. Yimit for the 44. I almost thought my camera was falling over. Um, and yeah, none of the stuff is gonna work. Anonymous, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Erica, Sage of Chaos, no clops. Letratron, Maruka Ko, and M. Make sure if you got a sub that you say thank you. Joss, welcome in. Hello, how are you? No headband is an interesting look. That's my bad. Imagine seeing Jet's forehead. I know. I brought it for the purpose of the stream, and I totally forgot to put it on. Yeah, there I am. Sorry. I'm actually here for once. Erica, welcome in. How are you? Um, how's Australia? Australia has been wonderful. It has been fantastic. It's also been, there have been good days and bad. Um, uh, Overall great though, I will say. Overall great. Um, by the way, I'm like, there are 2 birds right in front of me. I think these are curlews, from what I've been told. Um, but uh, Overall fantastic. By the way, thank you so much for the level 4 hype train. Overall fantastic. YV and I. By the way, I'm losing my voice a little bit, so um, uh, if I sound weird, it's because of that. I'm also trying not to make a ton of noise because I feel awkward doing this in person, or like out and about. because I don't want to be like those influencers. Alex, welcome in. How are you? I do too. I'm enjoying them. I appreciate them. Um, I do have coffee with me, and it is hot too. Um, and also, Joss, did I say welcome in? 43 months. Thank you so much. Um, Overall, it's been fantastic. The first uh, week that I was here, YV and I went on a road trip down south to New South Wales. Um, and overall, for me, wonderful trip. I saw Alex, I saw Lego, I saw Daz and Laney. We also ran into Old Timey Radio in Sydney. But the trip, sort of the last like 2 days, end up becoming probably some of YV's like worst days of his life. Like not even a joke. Um, and so that is quite unfortunate. Also, Anonymous, thank you for 5 more gifted subs. Thinking about moving here yet? I mean, of course. Of course I am, Alex. I don't know how. I was actually, so yesterday I ran into another. Um, uh, he used to stream, but he used to pop in here a little bit as well. Intro Vertical. Um, I ran into him. I think I'm going to see him later today as well. But I was telling him, I was like, it would be amazing, but it would also be like I don't. I think the visa process would probably be very difficult. But Anonymous, thank you for 5 more. David the Infant, David or Daddy Big Mad, Onyx Art, Beaches122, and Levi Jackalope23. Thank you so much for the. If you got a sub, make sure you say thank you. Poor Wivey, hope he's okay. That is a funny name, Bear. And the Yimit with the 190 while I'm in Australia. Incredible. Incredible. Um, I don't know. I think I think I can say this because he posted it in his Discord and in his and he mentioned it on his stream. But Wifey has a teddy bear named Bill, who has been like in his family for like 40 years, 40 something years, and he has had Bill since he was 1, but he uh, misplaced him on the trip somewhere, and so it was quite devastating. I think for him, we spent like he lost him, I think, in Sydney, and then he didn't realize that until we drove like 2 hours away, and like spent the day elsewhere. And then once we got to our hotel, he was like, I don't think I packed Bill. And so the next day, we spent the next day driving back to Sydney, told the hotel people like I pushed to like I was like, is anybody in the room right now? And they're like, no. And I was like, can we go look? And so we like they escorted us in there and like checked, and I mean the bedding had already been changed and stuff, and so like it might have been taken with that or something, but then we retraced where we went after that as well, and couldn't find it, and so he had a very rough couple of days, and so unfortunately it's sort of like, I think this trip will sort of always be a reminder of that, for him. So that's a bit of a bummer about the trip, but like obviously, like the pain he feels is a lot worse. Oh gosh, the pain he feels is a lot worse. No, he has not found Bill, and yeah, so it is a quite quite a bummer. Abby, welcome in. Sorry, I think I missed. And in secret, welcome in. Hello, how are you? But yeah, so he hasn't found him, and I, it's a bit of a bummer. I've my plan is, yeah, and that's true, Sassy. I'm glad, like, you know, it's a terrible situation, but I am glad that like I was there, I guess, to kind of be there for him, and like I you know was like probably overzealously searching as well. So um, I think while he was just trying to do his thing, I was trying to keep the search on, and I was we had to like cancel some things. Like we were going to go to the like shark place and stuff, and so we didn't do that because we were going to do that on the day that we drove back, which was fine. Like I would rather I told him, I was like, we can cancel whatever, like let's this is more important, and I'm more just happy to be here, and I'm glad that I can, be here for that. So it's unfortunate. Also, thank you guys so much for that hype train that just ended. I got an email. Emmers, thank you for the 180 stream streak. But I'm trying to. So this is my last week here. The funds are getting low. The funds are getting lower, but my plan is to sort of save like as much as I can, so that like the last day or the day before or something, I can maybe take YV out to someplace nice, just so that like we can kind of end on a good note, you know. And I mean, like, I've hung out with him since that trip, but like, and we went to the Australia Zoo this past weekend, and like the Steve Irwin Zoo, and like so we had to drive a couple hours north, and but I know that he's still not like, things aren't great still, but I'm, I want to try to end as in a positive a note as possible, so. Yeah, so that I'm trying to save the rest of my funds really for like just a good send off for farewell or something. But anyway, but yeah, so that's sort of the like ups and downs of that. But it has been like incredible seeing people and seeing YV and hanging out with him, and again, like I got to run into Alex and Lego and Daz and Lainey, so that's also been very fun. How'd you go with the storms? And were you in any areas where we had severe storms? One of the days, I think that was maybe Monday of last week, maybe, I can't remember. It hailed. But I was already at my hotel when that was happening, so I was just listening to it. I think YV messaged me, was like, "Are you okay?" But the next day was so hot, and that was like the first day. And Dark Knight, it was. I think it looked pretty big. There was. I think it was mixed. There were some that were a little tiny, but I looked outside and there was like some chunks. But what was I saying? Oh, it was so hot the next day, and I was walking through the streets of Brisbane. I was going to like museums and stuff, but I was just like, there's a Ann Street, I think it is, and I started at one point and I just like walked all the way up. It was so hot. I had to get like a milkshake and like water along the route, like, and I feel like I hadn't even traveled that much distance between the two. I was just like, I'm so hot. But I have asked people, I was like, how do you guys handle like just like being sweaty and like walking around and stuff, and they're like, we don't. And I was like, okay, so I'll blend in. I got it. By the way, just to answer this quickly, I have seen Animal Crossing news. Very excited. So January, we'll play some Animal Crossing. We'll be very excited. Um, but yeah. So anyway, that was devastating. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And so I was on YV stream last Thursday. And Thursday here, Wednesday there. And people were asking how it was, and he was like, "It was good, and then bad, and then really terrible." So it's been a bummer. Um, uh, I will say, and I don't have him with me now, but one of the things that uh, was cool on the when I was at the zoo, um, uh, YV bought me a koala plush of my own because before the trip, like people have talked about Bill and whatever, and I think he's told stories about Bill and whatever, and I think at some point it said something like, "Oh well, I don't really have like a plush like that really, like or anything." Um, and he was like, "Well, you could just go get one." And I was like, "Well, I think it's different. Like, I feel like something like meaningful like that has to be like kind of like given to you, you know." Um, and like it's not, like I could just like I have random plushes, but like I think something that's like meaningful has to be like it has to be bestowed upon you, like given to you. That's why like when a baby gets one, like it's given to them. Um, but anyway, while I was looking through the store, uh, uh, YV bought me a koala and brought it to me, and he was like, "This is for you," and I was like, "What?" Um, and I immediately was like about to start crying, and he was like, "You can't cry here," and I was like, "But but you can't do that. You can't just give me one." Uh-oh, there he is. I was like, "You can't do that. You can't do something so nice and then be like, you can't cry here." But don't worry, I cried literally 10 minutes later when we were in the car. So I said his name 3 times and he appeared. By the way, YV, I'm looking at a couple of curlews, I think, right now. They're yellow. They have like yellow faces. I did name it, but hold on, let me catch up. Um, uh, Again, thank you guys for that hype train. I love the Australia Zoo. Did you guys hit by it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, um, well, and last night I was in the city and it didn't. I saw some storms, but I didn't. It was far from me. Oh, are those? Oh, that's a plava. A plava. Oh, really? Oh, I thought they were kind of curlewish because they seem kind of like they kind of have longer legs. Um, Come back to me. Come back to me. Um, oh, I think it's because it's fine. I'm gonna hold it like this. Let me keep catching up. That was Melbourne. Sunday was hot. Oh really? Oh dang. Um, Beetlejuice. Wivey heard me a few times. Um, and Wivey, thank you for the 16 months. Thank you for being my friend. Also, um, but Madrigal, how have you been? Um, I did name him. Um, Masked lapwings. Oh. White body, brownish. Yeah, and then like a yellow head. If it's a if it's a plover, keep an eye on it. 'Tis the season. What does that mean? What does 'tis the season? Mike is quiet. How's that? Does that sound better? Wait, hold on. Is that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How's that? How's that sound? Um, I did name it. I'll once I'm back. One, I was going to do like some posts on my Patreon for stuff, but my hotel has the worst internet in the world. I cannot connect to the Wi-Fi at all, so I haven't been able to like really update anything. Um, and I so I'll do some posts that kind of go into it more. But while YV and I were in um, our trip, one of the coolest things we did, I'll spoil this for you now because I'm sure it'll come up later of when I come back and do like a recap. I'm sure people ask like, what was my favorite part? This is probably one of my favorite parts, besides just like, hanging out with YV. um, we went to Stockton Beach and we drove on the beach, like on the sand. And hold on, let me pause chat. Oh, there we go. We were in YV's Ute, and we were like driving on the beach, and it was so much fun. We were listening to the Beach Boys while that was happening. It was like such like an experience like I've never had. It was wonderful. So like we had to like air out his tires and then like you drive up and it was just like sand is going everywhere. We're on sand dunes and stuff. It was very cool. And so we went to the beach. And it was amazing. And so and I can tell you guys more about that later, but that for sure is one of like my favorite memories of the trip so far. And I was like, we were in the car back, and I was like, how about a combo? I was like, how about Stockton for the name of the koala, and YV then said Stocky, and so I was like, oh, that sounds like that's perfect. So full name Stockton, short name Stocky. And he's adorable. So I posted on my Instagram story a picture of him, but I'll actually like take a real photo of him and post him. But recently, a plover tried to attack me through my car window. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're not feeling well, Abby? I'm sorry. I saved a plover baby that was stuck on the road because it couldn't get up out of the gutter. Were those parents mad? Oh, I bet. Their babies are cute. It's a shame they turn into demons. Oh my gosh. And then you got in water, learn to swim. I did get into the water, actually. I did not learn how to swim. But YV can attest. I did get into the water. YV was doing some bodyboarding, boogie boarding. And I was like there. I mostly took pictures and videos of it happening, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get into the water and like just put my feet in, and then eventually like YV like got me to get a little further into the water. He wanted me to go further, but I was quite scared. So he got to see me in my fear state. Wait, hold on. Let me fix this real fast. Okay. I think now that I know where the wind is coming from, I think I've oriented the tripod thing so like we're good. Yeah, so why they got to see me in my like, which very few people have seen before. When I'm like, fight or flight, like oh gosh, what do I do? Doubling over, that kind of thing. So I didn't go further in, but this past weekend while we were in Sunshine Coast again, going to the zoo. I asked if we could go. Well, one, we've been to the beach multiple times, but I asked if we could go again. I went into the water again, and I had to ask for help. But like I had to ask for like stability help from YV. But I put my head into the water. I submerged my head into the water. So I feel like so. Let me catch up. Stocky the drop bear. Oh, that's very funny. Only the normal kind will have to check it out. If you're in Victoria, I'd get you. Oh gosh, Dark Knight. I don't smoke or anything. Um, I don't even drink. So Wivey and I have been having a very sober hangout. There's like a little yellow bug that is walking across my screen right now, and I've never seen something like that before. Um, Glasshouse Mountains. I don't think I've even heard of that. It is. We did see we saw red pandas. I did not get to hug a koala, so um, it turns out that people like reserve spots for that way in advance, I guess. So we were unable to do the like hold a koala thing or anything, but I still got to touch one. So that's still something. They had one like on a little tree. I asked Wivey to take a video of it for me. So, is it a locust? No, it's like flat and fuzzy looking. It has a hourglass on its back. I'm going to let it bite me. Daz, thank you so much for the resub. Just kidding, by the way. It doesn't have an hourglass on it. It does have like, it is yellow and black. If that was a snake, that means venom lack. Maybe I can take a picture of it with my normal camera, and I can show you guys what I mean later. Where are you? Oh, there you are. It's now hiding. Oh gosh, hold on. It's here we have. Oh, crikey. This is like, oh, you can't see it. Anyway, this is like, I'm going to show these to the Aussies and they're going to be like, why would I know what that is? Why would I know what that is? Maybe it's a stock eye. I don't know. I demand you make the noises for the alert. It's been so long. I don't remember what the alert noises are. I should have thought about you going to the Australia Zoo. I know some people there. Oh, Enchantress, that'd been so cool. But Daz, how are you? We got to meet Daz and Lego and Lainey. Daz made a Aussie barbecue for me. It was wonderful. It was very tasty. I know a lot about bugs. I'll have to. No, it's yellow and fuzzy. But yeah. So we went to the zoo. Got to see a bunch of animals. I got to also pet a kangaroo. That was cool. And I posted a picture. I think it was just a story though. But I've got so many more photos and stuff. Did you like the fairy bread was so good? I would love to have more fairy bread before I leave. That sounds like something not to be touching. It's not my fault. It was running across my laptop. Did you make your burgers yet? I have not. I don't know if I will. I think again, like looking at funds and stuff, I'm like, it's getting tighter and tighter. So I'm like, and like I said, I think I'm gonna uh, save some of the rest of it. So then hopefully, like at the some of the last days when I'm hanging out with Yv and stuff, I can I don't know, take him somewhere nice or something, instead of like, because otherwise like spending money on the stuff for burgers and stuff, I don't know. I'd rather I don't know. So I don't know. Okay, see you tonight for fairy bread and burgers. Amazing. Jen made burgers. Tomorrow I'll make more. Ralph is crying. I think he hears you. No, he did. Oh, poor Ralphie was adorable. Rule number one for Australia: if you don't know what plant or animal it is, don't touch it. That's fair. That is fair. I think. We saw like, we before we left, we went to before we left the Sunshine Coast, we went to the beach and like we're on like some rocks that were by the water, and just kind of like the rocks had little like water puddles, and so we went over there, and uh, there were like little crabs and stuff, and Webby was like, he was like, I think I'm gonna move from this spot because the crab had like some bright colors, and he was like, that's probably a sign to like not be here. Shady, welcome in. Rule number 2, unless you really want to go ahead and touch away. fair, fair. Just do it. Mm, But what else to mention? What else to mention? I don't know how quickly I'll stream when I come back. Like I said, I will probably be very depressed. As a warning, I will probably be very depressed for an undeterminate amount of time. So very likely there probably won't be a stream for a few days. Um, while I just sit and cry and, you know, etc. Um, Everything can be booped. Sometimes only once, though. Good. That's fair. I don't really want to ask, but how many spooters have you seen? Honestly, like none. Like I have seen like a daddy long legs and like a very tiny very tiny spider. That was it. I have not seen anything else. I don't know what's going on. I will say, it took me a week and a half. No, well, it took me until so it's probably about a little over 2 weeks until I saw my first kangaroo, and I was like, "Where are they? I thought they were supposed to be everywhere here." Um, uh, I so it wasn't until the zoo that I finally saw one. So I think that's technically over 2 weeks. So where are the kangaroo? I thought they were supposed to be here, but I haven't seen spiders really either. Have people complimented your fish? I've only worn the fish bag once, and no one said anything. I'm very unapproachable typically when I'm walking around. Because of my face. So I don't. So I think people won't go out of their way to compliment me. I did see a quokka. I saw one at the zoo. Also, what's funny is I saw an emu before I saw a kangaroo, and YB was like, "I've seen maybe an emu 3 times in my entire life, and you've seen one before you've seen a kangaroo." And I was like, "I know." Think no, because there were actually multiple times where then YB like drove me to some field or whatever, and was like, "There are always kangaroo here. I don't know where they are." So stop, please stop. Well, I said it like that because emu, as they would say here. I said it like that just because them. I'm talking to the Americans, YB. They don't know. They don't know the things I know now. You know, I'm. They don't know. um, Very approachable. I'm really not. I'm one because I when I'm by myself and I'm like when I'm by myself and I like have like a goal, I walk very fast, and I just don't smile really. Um, and so I just people wouldn't do that. I will say, just to embarrass YV, when it's funny seeing us walk together, like if we're like when we were in Sydney or wherever, like in a city where there's like a lot of people like in the sidewalk and stuff. This I feel like does not should not surprise anybody who watches YV stream, but he like just sort of like very solidly like walks through, and everyone else moves around him. Um, he like doesn't have to like do anything to like get people to move around him. He just walks forward and is like, you know how he is. And I though am like slinking around, like having to like, oh, sorry, excuse me, and it just doesn't. That's called aura. He aura maxes every day, and he won't accept it. um, but but I'm like, ugh, excuse me, slinking around. Oh, excuse me, like moving. I have to like move around and like slow down, speed up to try to like catch up. Uh, yeah, it's very telling. I think it. You can learn a lot about just the two of us from how we walk around. Um, whoa, is Jetstream upside down or something? It actually was on its side when I started, so you're not too far off. But Jonto, welcome in. As they would say here in the native language of the country. As I was talking to the locals, I learned that they would call it emu, emu. Um, the emu. Uh, how have you enjoyed the coffees? Did you get your? Yes, a lot of places have had white chocolate mochas or maccas, as the locals would say. Um, Either way, I've there was one time where I was like, "Can I have a white chocolate?" And then I just waited because I was like, "Do I should I say mocha or maca?" Because I want to say mocha, but then maybe it would be weird if I said maca because it's coming out of like my voice. Um, Regardless, I had to repeat myself like twice. I think I said maca, and then I said mocha, and then anyway. But yeah, it's I will. Say, I'm not a coffee snob. The coffee tastes like coffee. It's fine. Um, but I don't. But also, I don't drink like black coffee, right? So I'm sure if I was, maybe I'd be able to taste much of a difference. But like, I like, you know, I'll have a latte or a. Well, I've been getting my white chocolate mochas or just a regular mocha or whatever. So the trick is just focusing gaze and distance. If you're not even looking at them, they'll move. Yeah, but the thing is that I look at people when like because I don't want to bump into them. So I'm always like, my eyes are shifty, as they say. A lot of people say that I have shifty eyes. So I'm always my eyes are always shifting around, looking to see. Oh, I also almost got mugged, by the way. So la 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 la, Dorcal, welcome in. Um, as long as you don't do it in a British accent like you normally do. Um, Hope you're loving it. I am. I am. Very much am. But yeah, I almost got mugged. So there was one day shortly after our trip down south. There was a day where I was back and I needed to use Wi-Fi. I need because I'm still doing some work stuff while I'm here. And I needed to like upload some things and send some things, but my hotel Wi-Fi is literally the worst, so I had to go somewhere. At this time, I will say this: I didn't realize that McDonald's was open 24 hours and has Wi-Fi. If so, there had been one much closer to my hotel, but I didn't know that. So I just went on my phone, Google Maps, and I went like coffee, searched for coffee, and then did like open now. And here's the thing: everything here closes at 5 p.m. Like everything closes at 5 p.m. And so like most coffee shops are closed. Most like places that would have like can you guys hear the birds? There's a lot flying above me. Um, so it is. I mean, there's a few places that close at like 6 or something, but like I feel like even some restaurants will close at like 6 or 7, and it's like, what is going on? Why? What is happening? So anyway, um, I needed to go find a place, and I there was one place that was really far away, and I um, had to take an Uber to it. So it was like because it was about like 8 p.m. or something. Um, so got to the place. I sent my stuff. It took me like an hour-ish. I then like walked around for like another hour. It was dark, and I didn't know where I was. Apparently, in retrospect, because when I told Yv where I was, he was like, "You were there by yourself. Like you probably shouldn't be there by yourself." That bug is on me that I was talking about. There, I got a couple of photos. Most cafes in New Zealand close at 3. Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. Um, because one, I feel like I need coffee in the afternoon. Anyway, long story short, so I walked around and it was now like 10ish p.m. and I went to go to my phone to get an Uber to get me back to my hotel, and um, I noticed that my phone had no data. And I was like, that's weird. That's not supposed to happen. I'm supposed to have data. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll walk back to the coffee shop and use their Wi-Fi that I had like connected to. I then, by the way, there's a bush turkey right next to me. Hello. But anyway, I was like, oh, I'll walk back to the coffee shop and like use the Wi-Fi thing. So outside the coffee shop, there was a little like a white planter, like tall and like stone, and then it had like a couple of trees or whatever in there. But it also had a street lamp shining down on it. And so I was like, okay, I'll just lean on this while I use their Wi-Fi. For one, I couldn't get the Wi-Fi to connect, but while I was standing there, this guy, probably like a bit taller than me, he clothing wise didn't look rough, but was like a bit like he was like, the way he was moving was a little odd. His eyes were like he was looking around and kind of a little shady. No offense, shady. And he walked past me and then stood like maybe like 2-3 feet behind me in the where the light was not like on him, and I could kind of see that he was like behind me, and there was like a window for the coffee shop, so I could like look at it and see him as well. And he was just like, yeah, right there. And then so what I did was, then there was another planter like a few feet away, with another light on it, and so I walked to that and I leaned up against it, and he followed me there. And so then I was like, one, that was the direction that he had like originally came from, so I was like, okay, all right, could you be less obvious? If you're going to mug me, at least be like a good mugger, you know? That's what I say. And so I ended up looking around, and next to the coffee shop there was a bar, I think, or like some kind of restaurant that was just closing. There weren't any people inside. I mean, like customers inside, but there were still like 3 people like closing down, and their door was open. And so I walked that direction, and he started following me, and I just stood outside of the door. Like the door's open, but I didn't want to like be weird, so I was like, I'm just gonna stand out here. Tried to see if they had a Wi-Fi, and they did. Once I think he noticed that I was going to be standing out there, he left, and he actually started following someone else who was walking by themselves. But that guy was like bigger, like more muscular, and so I was like, okay, he's probably fine. But anyway, but I asked the person at the counter if they had a Wi-Fi. I was like, I just explained the situation. I was like, I'm trying to get an Uber home, and my data's. He just wanted a friend. YV, you know that's not the case. He was like taller than me. I'm short. I look like a tourist. I have my camera and my backpack on me. There have been a few times where when we were, especially the first week, where Wifey, because I think Wifey was still getting used to me, where he would just look at me and be like, "You look like just such a tourist." I am. Um, but anyway, I was able to get home. But after that, Wifey was like, "Yeah, maybe don't be over there." I was like, "I didn't know. It just said it was open." But now what's funny is like, I realized now that McDonald's is open. But by the way, we'll probably end stream here in like 10 minutes or so. Excuse you kept asking if you look like a. I think at one point you did offer that. I don't think that's totally true. I know I said, I know I looked at myself and said I look like such a tourist. Um, I think there was one point. I think we were in an elevator, and I think you looked at me and you're like, "You're." I think you chuckled, and I said, "What?" And you're like, "You just look like a tourist." Um, he wanted a friend in the way Hannibal Lecter wanted a friend. Who were you right mentally? Oh yeah. I mean the same. So no, the same. I went back to status quo, which is to say, no, Madrigal. I'm not mentally all right. Um, that sounds rough. Sorry, you had to go through. Oh, it's honestly not that bad. I've had. I mean, I've lived in cities where I've experienced worse. I wasn't like scared really. I was just like, okay, well, I should get out of here. Um, Also, maybe don't walk around alone at night with your $10 billion camera. Also fair. Um, I did see. By the way, Wivy, we have not seen many of these. I think, or maybe you just haven't pointed them out to me. I did see some eshays yesterday in the city. I saw some eshays. I don't know if I can say that. That sounds like a bad word. But I saw some eshays. Um, but I haven't really seen many of them around, I don't think. No, Shady. That's not what I'm saying. I've seen I've seen a lot of them. Ehal, welcome in. You had to add the bruh to the end. uh, what is that? An eshay? I, I I think the easiest way, if you guys know what a British chav is, I think that's like that would be the Australian equivalent. A lad. It's fair. How's the heat? Honestly, not terrible. It's been fine. I've been wearing hoodies, and everyone is getting mad at me for wearing hoodies. But I'm not wearing a hoodie today. I didn't even bring it with me today. And now I'm like, I'm probably going to need it today, aren't I? But it's been fine. I honestly, it has not been so bad. I think it's because I'm Latino. Um, but can you guys tell that I am darker? I have gotten, like, I have gotten sun. And I think if you were, if I had a white person next to me, you'd be able to be like, okay, Jet is definitely Latino. Eshe is pig Latin for sesh, like sesh. Wait, is that what it is, Alex? Is that where it comes from? Um, we call them chavs. Yeah, so that's what like an eshe is. We were so mad at you for wearing a hoodie on a 38 day here. I ain't a chav though. Yeah, well, and Yv has made comments about it too. You guys should watch Yv's stream if you haven't, because there's a great clip where I made a custom T-shirt and I've been hiding it for him to reveal on his stream, and I like revealed it, and it was wonderful. Um, uh, and I have it with me, but I won't bring it out. But it is a great shirt, yeah. So I like what was funny, and then this will probably be the last story before I go. Um, or when yeah, or then we'll like say goodbye. Uh, had a shirt made with a bunch of YVs on it, like pictures of him from Instagram and whatever, and it says "girl dinner" on the top, and uh, I I made it a point, and I'll tell the full story. So I made it a point. Go another 30, okay, if you say so, YV. Um, so I uh, uh, Oh, so I like made it a point I to wear a black shirt. I've been mostly wearing solid shirts while I've been here, but I made it a point to where I had a black T-shirt that had it's my Feelings pizza shirt where it says Feelings on it and has a pizza on it, and I wore it that day with my hoodie, and I made it a point to like zip it up in front of him just so he knows like visually black shirt. There's something on it. And then um, I went to the bathroom and I swapped shirts. It's because it's also the YV shirt is a black shirt with stuff on it. But I zipped it back up just in case he like noticed or was like, all of a sudden I'm wearing a black shirt and he sees that something's on it, he might get suspicious. So I was like, haha, the plan is working. And then I was on YV stream last week and I was like, um, Jet really overestimates how much I'm paying attention at any given moment. He said that, and I think it's so funny. But I was like, let me be mysterious. Let me be somebody who plans sneaky things. And anyway, so I uh, then was like just waiting for the right moment in his stream, and I can't remember who it was, but someone asked Jet, "How are you handling the heat?" And I could see that it was coming. We were catching up with chat, and so I was like, "Okay, when we get to that, this is going to be the time." So I did, and we got to it. And YB was like, he's always wearing this hoodie, and I was like, even though you have your aircon on, it's still pretty hot in here. And then I unzipped it and revealed the shirt. YB called me an expletive, and then but ended up being like, actually, I really like the shirt, so I'm glad. Gotta get going. Shady, have a good one. Thanks for popping in. Very, very stinky. It was the perfect setup. Maybe was it Bear? Did you say that? I can't remember who asked, but anyway. Anyway. Someone asked. I don't remember. Actually, the reason why is I think they had an orange name. But I could be wrong. Anyway, I felt very good about that reveal. Because it's also a fantastic shirt. I think my goal, I brought it with me today because I want to try to get a few more shots in it. I asked YV to take some pictures of me the other day wearing it, and I think I'm going to go into the city and get a few more to model it. Because I'm very proud of it. I worked very hard on that shirt. You can buy it from jetstore.com. Jet.store.com. I have my own merch place, which is at jetpackpaul.com. You can get some merch, but anyway, overall though, the trip has been fantastic. Let me check also. Can I see? How's my battery looking? Okay, we're not too bad. Okay, we're only at 80%. I was like, I'm afraid it's gonna be like drained. The trip has been very good overall. I mean, minus the terrible things. Hello? What are you? There's a little thing crawling on one of my backpack batteries. Backpack batteries? Camera batteries. That's in my backpack. Overall, though, the trip has been fantastic. Honestly, Australia is wonderful. The people have been great. I think definitely like sometimes if I've had to ask questions, I've been like leaning into being American and just being like, I'm dumb. don't don't worry about me. I'm just dumb. Don't think about it. Um, but so yeah, but overall, it's been fantastic, and it's been wonderful seeing people. Um, YV has been wonderful to see and hang out with, and he is uh, 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 wow. As much as I like going, coming, like here, I was like, oh, like, um, you know, very excited to meet YV. He's great, funny. What a great friend. He has been even more so that, like, even more than I imagined. And so, basically, what I'm saying is, do meet your heroes. Because they could be YV and they could end up being like a crazy, cool, awesome people. And you'd have a fantastic time, yeah. Again, the low points have been very low, but overall, it has been a fantastic time. Um, he's wrong. No, YV is YV just won't take a compliment. Unbelievable. But no, he's honestly been, and it's gonna be like YV is disconnected from chat. Um, has honestly been just a wonderful. I'm throwing him off the story bridge on Sunday. Honestly, not the worst way to go. Um, not the worst way to go. I know you are not saying that YV won't accept it, but YV. The thing is that YV is complimentable. You know, you're a perfect match. Neither of you could take a compliment. No, the thing is that YV is complimentable. Like, I am somebody that people take pity on, and will, you know, it's different. Whereas YV deserves the compliments and is like far too humble to take them, and so it is. There's a difference. There's a difference there, but he has been so wonderful, and I have like again like yeah if we can like how do I say this, not forget the bad days, but like let's set aside the rough days for a second. um like every minute has been fantastic, like spending time with him and getting to hang out with him and whatever. It has felt very uh like wonderful and normal in a way, and has made me be like, oh yeah, this is what it's like to just have a good friend and whatever. It's been very wonderful to be able to like hang out with him and stuff. And again, like yeah, like every facet that I appreciated before is just amplified in person and stuff. So it's been like that part has been a dream. And even on the sad days, like again, I am glad that I can still be there and whatever, yeah, Mr. Sassy, none of the commands will work because I'm streaming off of my phone. But anyway, so YV has been wonderful, and then but then like meeting everybody else on the trip has been fantastic as well. So I got to we ran into Alex McBen on the drive down to New South Wales. That was fantastic. We had some burgers and chips, and Alex got sunburned. I also burned a little bit, but I didn't not it never hurt. Like I just brown basically. But you always have a way with words. Oh, hush, you are too. You just don't see it. Magical. I don't think that's true. Still peeling, Alex? I am fine. I feel bad. You guys can see, um, like you can see the tan line on my arm. Um, that I have definitely gotten darker. Um, but yeah, so poor Alex got burnt. I have some photos, and I'm slowly going through them, but I need to post some pictures of Alex on my Instagram, and I'll just send those to you on Discord, Alex. Um, but um, but we met Alex, and then one day we went to perfectly toasted. We went to um, I guess I shouldn't say. When we were in New South Wales, we also saw Daz and Ralphie and Lego and Lainey. Had good food and hung out and chatted and stuff, and that was wonderful. Soy muy gringo, so sun bad. um, yeah, and what's funny is that, and like Wivey didn't get touched by the sun at all that day, which was weird because we were all sitting on the same bench. But Anonymous, thank you for gifting a sub to Sassy, Mr. Sassy. And Mr. Sassy, thank you for paying it forward. And Dark Knight got a sub, so thank you very much. Um, but so yeah, it's been crazy. It's been wild. But yeah, we're coming to a close of the uh, like the trip, which is very sad. Um, I am sure I will like I I've tried to give fair warning to YV. I'm like, by the way, that last day I am probably not going to be okay. Um, I'm already when I think about it, I start getting very sad and start tearing up. So I am positive that I am not going to be okay probably that last day. And hence why I said I will probably be very depressed when I come back. So if I don't stream for a little bit, like, you know, you can know why. Um, but anyway, but things should be good. I'm trying to like for the next couple of days, just to sort of stretch the last little bit of trip funds. I'm like today, I think after I'll be getting lunch with Yv today again, but then after that, because he's at work. After that, I will go. I think to the city. I might try to go to another museum today, which are free. They're free museums, and so I'm trying to do stuff that's like doesn't cost money, and then hopefully then like the last like times I'm hanging out with YV, I can spend a little bit more to sort of just make it a good like a good send off, a good last few days and stuff. Always love free 99. Big fan of that. So yeah, so that's sort of the plan. Also, I didn't mention that I saw we saw Old Timey Radio in Sydney. I went to the Opera House, and I can tell you guys more about that when I do sort of my deep dive recap. And then intro saw him yesterday, and I think I'll see him again today. So I think he'll meet me somewhere in the city. But anyway, it's been honestly a dream trip. Honestly, fantastic. And I think I've been very this part. I mean, I know this isn't the fun part. I think I've been very cognizant of like how special this is, day in day out, and like. How much it's like this is, you know, there is a chance that I will never see any of these people again, which makes me very sad. And but like trying to make the most of the trying to make the most of every moment because of that. I think there have been some times where I've been like hesitant or scared to do something and then like chickened out or whatever, and then I'm sort of like with some of the water stuff and whatever, that I've then been like, oh, like I missed my opportunity for something cool or to make a memory or something. But overall have been trying to make the most of every John, so thank you. Well, it's not counting because I don't have my stream set up, but I'm trying to make the most of every moment here because I'm not sure when or if I'll ever see any of these people again. Yeah, I've been trying to hold on to like, okay, this is a very special like situation and could be sort of like a once in a lifetime trip, and it's definitely been like a dream in that way because the people that I've been able to be friends with and see and like for so long, and to then sort of like be friends with them like in Wivey. Everybody, do you want to sit here for a second?
No, I'm in screen.
Okay. Everybody, it's Wivey. We have a celebrity on the stream. Incredible.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
Tell me. Did you run?
Oh, just up the stairs. That's okay.
Oh my goodness.
I can hear myself now, so I'm closing your stream.
Okay, incredible. Can you guys hear Wivey? I don't know why I looked to you guys like you would say something. By the way, if you...
That's not a good example.
No, it's not, but I don't want to show off things, so...
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, but yeah, this is Wivey, everybody. Look how handsome he is. Would you like to make a comment on how handsome you are? Comment? Everyone's saying hi. Live and in person, actual height. Here we go. Blushing. Anyway, how are you?
I don't think this. If I pick this up, I'm gonna ruin your shot real quick.
Sure.
This is the actual height.
See, look how short I am compared to him. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. Here, I'll move it this way a little bit more. I've been trying to talk quietly so that people don't.
He's essentially in the quad.
Right. I'm surrounded. I mean, by people, but I've been trying to be like as subtle but like just not. I've been trying not to like interrupt
People's lunch.
Well, yeah, but like I don't know. I didn't expect that many people. There to be fair, there have not been more people are showing up now.
There's a reason there's no. I found out it's the end of term.
Oh, that explains. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people in like graduation stuff. Or whatever.
No, it's too early for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why they would be.
Weird.
That's not till December.
Okay, well, they're getting their photos taken in like gowns.
Oh, they probably got their gowns early and. I think that's them setting up for graduation.
Okay.
Anyway, stop ignoring people.
We're just having our own stuff. Innocuous, considerate. Yeah, I mean, I try to be. Once they hear your Alaska accent, you're cooked. I think just being American, I think there's been enough times. There have been enough times where Wivey and I will be at a store and I'll be like buying something and the people will be like, "Oh, do you have a membership?" I don't know. You guys have really funny names for even like your store memberships. But then I'll be like, no, I don't know. I'll say dumb American stuff, and I'll look over at Wivey, and he'll just be like smirking or laughing at
slinking away.
Yeah, at my like I don't know, my questions or whatever, but
That's how famous you both
they don't even know we're famous.
are. Most certainly not.
He will be. Wivey will be. Um, but how soon do you want to go to lunch?
Oh, I don't want to rush you.
I mean, lunch is more important.
It's just takeaway, so it's not a. It won't take long to get.
Yeah, but you're on your hour now. Then we should go. I need to go have lunch with Wivey. Everybody, you understand?
Oh dear.
You
I
un.
feel bad now. I ended the stream.
No, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad at all. By the way, what is that?
That's a spider.
Oh.
Is that what's been on you this whole time?
No.
It's a spider.
No. There was like a little, very tiny thing. But anyway,
Yeah, that's straight up a spider, dude.
that does look like a spider. There was one thing that was like, I don't know, it was so tiny. But anyway, friends, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah, I need to go hang out with Yv while I have the chance and the opportunity. But thank you all for the trip and for listening. This guy is great. You guys don't even know. You guys don't even know how wonderful he is. It is such a shame that you guys don't know. But I've been able to learn and see, and it's been wonderful. And thank you for everything, and thank you for being my friend.
Thank you.
I don't know why he's saying thank you. Anyway, friends, that's it for us. We're going to go have lunch. And if you're not following me on Instagram, that's where I've been posting most of the stories and stuff. But goodbye, everyone. Thanks for the update. It was great seeing you, Jed. Enjoy lunch. Have a safe trip home. I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, Hannah, hello. We're leaving. But we'll see you guys later. Yv, what do you have to say?
I'm really hungry.
Okay, yeah, you heard it here, everybody. Bye-bye.